We are live. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Again,
I think maybe they caught some of that. Why?
Welcome. We're going to take a couple minutes at the advisement of Hingle so that those of you that are logging on can log on and don't miss a beat, because tonight is a beautiful love story.
You're gonna want to ask some questions.
We want to hear your questions. We want to hear.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be scared.
We ain't scared to answer them.
No, we're not at all, because this tonight is the true story, unlike what some of y'all may have heard.
This little section here is called Us Chewing the Fat So You Can Get Where You At.
Shooting the shit.
Oh.
Well, that's also what it's called.
So you can find a sit. No?
So, anyway, I mean, I don't think we can chew the fat for 10 minutes.
No, we don't need to do it 10 minutes, but.
So do you remember what this episode is called?
Yes. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Yes. We're going to get to it.
We knew it before we felt it.
I think we felt it before we knew it.
Yeah. Oh, it's the opposite.
The opposite, yeah.
We felt it before we knew it.
What did we feel? The energy.
Love, connection.
Yes, all of it.
Yeah.
So, shall we get started?
Ask them hard.
Yeah,
Ask
we
some
want
hard
to hear
questions.
from you. If you're here, raise your hand. Put your hand in the air.
You just don't care.
But we definitely want to hear questions if you have them.
If
anybody's even watching.
Because there's been so much said about this. I mean, other podcasts and things that.
So for those of you who don't know, maybe. Hey.
Hey.
Thank you for raising your hand.
We're friends, Joseph.
We're going to get started here, Joseph. But tell. Hey, Odin. Yeah.
Odin Slane.
Tell them why, what we're talking about, which is there was a lot of talk of because we, for those who don't
Megan
know,
Tiller.
Hey, Megan, we're brother and sister-in-law before we got together.
For like
so
25, 26 years.
Scandalous, yeah. So we've known each other for 30 years, give or take, which really ages us. I mean, I must have been like 3 years old.
Okay.
Just kidding. But anyway, so you want to tell that part?
Which part?
Well, I mean, just why we're the truth. We're saying we're about to tell the truth of our love story.
Yeah,
because there's been so many lies told.
Yeah, that's the whole podcast.
Yeah.
I would because I thought what you were reading earlier was good, and we wouldn't be Gen X without reading something
Yeah, we're
first.
totally Gen X, so we read sometimes from papers or phones.
She's an advanced Gen X because she's reading from the phone.
You're usually on the paper. So I liked this because in the way we grew up, we were taught that following your heart was wrong and was even sinful. And you'd probably go to hell if you followed your heart.
The heart is desperately wicked. Who could know it?
Oh, that's even a thing. Okay. See, I wasn't as into it as you were. It's desperately wicked. We do not believe that. I do not believe that the heart is desperately wicked. I know that it is not, in fact. So we were taught that following our heart was wrong, that it would lead us away from truth. But our experience was the opposite. When you stop living from fear and start listening deeply, following your heart doesn't lead you into fantasy. It led us into responsibility, alignment, and truth, and it led us into true love. Following our heart doesn't mean your choices won't be misunderstood, judged, or even cause pain, sometimes to people you never intended to hurt. Awakening choices aren't always clean or comfortable. They don't happen in a vacuum, and we don't believe that following your heart excuses us from responsibility or accountability. What we have learned is that there is a difference between choosing from ego and choosing from soul. Your ego says, this feels good, so I'll take it. Your soul says, this is true, and I'm willing to carry the weight of that truth with care, humility, and compassion. And we did. Following our hearts didn't mean avoiding consequences. It meant facing them honestly, grieving what was lost, honoring the pain that was caused, and still choosing not to betray ourselves in the process. That is I just thought that was beautiful because that is what we did. We knew that our choice would cause pain. That wasn't something, I mean, it was a hard truth. It was going to cause pain. But we also knew without a shadow of a doubt that it was exactly what we were supposed to do.
Well, I'm prepared and ready to have those conversations.
Yeah.
But that did not happen.
But we're talking about our love story. So where do you want to start?
Start with me arriving in Southern Oregon, moving there, back to Oregon. So lived in Oregon from 98 to 05, went back to Texas, moved back to Oregon in 2021, October of 2021.
Yes.
And let's start there.
It's hard for me to start there because if I'm very honest, I always looked at you as such an amazing man. Always. So the 30 years that I've known you, I always thought, wow, that is, first of all, you were so handsome. You are so handsome. But but never in an inappropriate way. And even thinking that at the time, I felt guilty. Like, God, I'm not supposed to think that of another man. I realized that. But when I knew you were coming back to Oregon from Texas, I was like, I already was beginning to feel you, like spiritually. And that sounds crazy to so many people, but I literally was. And so, I mean, it literally started as soon as you walked through the door. I thought, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Like, my soul yearned for you. That's the truth. That's the honest truth. The truth is not what was said, which was that we had a 20-year affair. There was never anything ever inappropriate, never anything even exchanged between us verbally. There was never any of that, but there was a soul level. I don't know. I feel like I know now that it was my soul remembering my love, my true love.
Well, what's funny about that is one of the 2 conversations or so that I have with my oldest son. I had asked him, I said, man, ask me anything.
You mean after this?
Yeah, this was further down the road.
Right.
After 3 years or so of no contact whatsoever. Then there was a conversation. Then there was a second one a little bit after that. Then there was nothing. Then there was seeing him at my grandmother's, and then there was nothing.
Right.
Then there was Happy Father's Day out of nowhere, me responding, and then nothing. So as far as the other 4 kids, nothing. It's important.
I'm not
Context.
laughing. It's just because you keep saying, and then there was nothing, and then nothing.
Yeah. Well, not easy to deal with. But
no, it's very hard.
I said, ask me anything. I don't care. Wide open book. I'll give you the full bore truth. And what surprised me was the first question he asked.
Mm-hmm.
He said, did you have an affair with her for 20 plus years?
Yeah.
And I couldn't help it. I kind of laughed a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? Because again, most of that time was spent in Oregon.
No, Texas.
You in Oregon and me in
right,
Texas.
Right.
And I said, man, absolutely not. Just wasn't on my radar. I wasn't feeling what you felt. I'm just, head down, nose to the grindstone, grabbing a root and growling, trying to provide and live, right?
Right.
Of course, until we got here. And then
in 2021.
In 2021, and that's when the rest of this story unfolds. But what it helped me understand was, and I think this gentleman's last name was Goebel. He was Adolf Hitler's propaganda expert, talking about telling a lie. And make sure you tell a big ass lie, because people are going to swallow that easier. And there were so many big ass lies
told about us
in this scenario that I believe our family, friends, people just swallowed it. And
it felt like at the time everyone we knew believed it.
Yeah.
The lies that were being told, which were horrendous. I mean, they weren't just 20-year affairs. They were more than that. There were so many lies. There was TikToks being made and podcasts being recorded about us with these lies being told. And it was horrendous.
Yeah. So, and we went into that some a little bit in the other one.
Yeah, we're not going to go into that too much. But
this being more about our experience and our feeling and connection towards one another as this transpired.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping in mind that once that trigger was pulled, it became a colossal shit show after that. But so we got here, and my perspective was always, she's beautiful, of course, but I love the way she loves her kids. I saw you around them, how you took care of them, always bright-eyed, happy, positive, something intelligent to say, engaging, right? So that I knew, but my mind was always geared towards getting back to what I set out to do at the beginning of my life anyway. And so got back here, and then we started hanging out with you guys. So at one another's homes, going to the movies, dinner, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we went on the elk hunt. Dum, dum, dum.
So was there anything before that for you that any energy that you were feeling before that?
Yeah.
Right.
And it made me a little nervous.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with it.
The energy was palpable. Like I didn't know what to do with it because it was something I'd never felt at that level before ever. Just, I could feel you.
Well, I wouldn't go into your house without your ex being there. I mean, I was coming over one time to
there was never
to smoke a cigar with him, and I arrived a little bit earlier, and I'm like, shit, I'm not going in there.
Yeah,
because it scared me a little bit. I was nervous.
But it was something so strong within my spirit that I felt you so strongly. Like I keep a journal, of course, and in my journal I wrote, I don't know where his thoughts end and mine begin. Like it was almost driving me insane. It felt like in a weird way, like I just couldn't understand why am I feeling like this? So strongly drawn to you, not sexually, not lustfully, not like, ooh, I'm going to have an affair, because we never did. But in a way of just this soul connection that I could not explain to myself. And so I started studying, like, what the hell is this? I have never felt this for anyone in my life. Like, I love him and I am not supposed to love him.
Mm-hmm.
This love I didn't know what love felt like until that moment, truly, which it's only grown from there. But that's truly how I felt. And I mean, I would be driving and I'd think, I feel him, and there you'd be. Or I'd, go to a store and I'd think he's going to be there, and there you'd be. Like, it would just be.
You're talking about coastal that time?
Yeah. But I just.
Mind you, it was with my ex and my youngest son.
Yeah, you were with your family, of course. No, it wasn't.
Getting ready for an upcoming hunting trip.
All that to say, it just was unexplainable.
Yeah.
It was something I did not understand what was happening within myself. And so one day, that time you said you were coming over to smoke cigars with my ex, and you didn't come in the house until he came in. And I was sitting in the living room reading The Four Agreements, awesome book. Like and subscribe. Just kidding. It is a really good book, but I was reading that. It's a really quick read. And I was having tea, and I was just like, oh my God, like, I'm not supposed to feel this towards him. And you came in to go to the restroom from his office, and you looked up at me. We lived in a split level house, so you could look directly into the living room up the stairs. And you said, I see you. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, he sees me. Like, that's what you said. That's all you said to me. And I thought, I know he's feeling what I'm feeling. There's no way he would say that. And we both love Avatar. And that's something that they say in Avatar, remember? Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that's kind of what began it. And we were getting ready to go hunting, the infamous hunting trip.
Well, at that point how many weeks are we in now?
So we're probably in early
at the house.
November.
Yeah. So I arrived, October 10th, Southern Oregon, something
Yeah, so
like
maybe
that.
this was the end of October, actually.
And so been there a couple of weeks, and I'm nervous as shit because I'm beginning to feel that draw, you know, that connection that I've never had and never felt.
Yeah.
Anyway, didn't know what it was, didn't know how to explain it, you know, and of course, when you're already married, it feels so wrong.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, according to most people, it is. And so, and we've even had people say, well, just that feeling alone is an affair, you know.
Right.
Kind of
You
a thing.
had an emotional affair, is what.
Right. So, what are you to do with that? And so then there's a lot of, you know, little things and details that you're thinking about and wondering and what am you going to do about it? But that connection began to just be real palpable at that point.
It was unbelievable. Yeah. And so then are we going to skip to hunting?
Yeah.
The hunting
probably
trip.
So. Yeah.
So that was in November, early November. And oh my God, it was so hard. Like, and so at this point, my ex is starting to notice something is up.
Before we went?
With me. I think so. Yeah,
Really?
I think so.
So on the hunting trip, my youngest son was always with you.
Yep.
I was always with your ex.
Yep. But he was starting to, and I understand that. I understand that, of course, he was noticing something because I was noticing something, you know, like there was something in me, you know, that's true. I was feeling feelings I'd never felt in my life. And
but he wasn't saying anything to you?
No, he was starting to say like, what's going on? Why?
Before the hunting trip?
To be honest, I'm not exactly sure, but it really amped after that, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so we're hunting and we had one moment.
This was...
Oh, are we going to talk about Uno? We're totally scattered.
Well, the moment you're about to talk about in the woods was after the Uno.
Okay, so tell the Uno story.
Okay.
The Uno story is when we were like, oh my God, like when it was confirmed within both of us that we were both feeling this crazy spiritual, energetic frequency connection that was undeniable and unexplainable, really. So
we're in the
camp trailer.
Camp trailer playing Uno. It's me and
All
my
of us.
youngest son,
Yeah.
her and her ex, playing Uno in the camp trailer. And next thing I know, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at my cards.
And he gets a wild card.
I get a wild card, and then it suddenly hits me.
Hold on. I'm so sorry. We have to go back because weeks before we had gone to the coast. And it was when, I have to tell this because it's relevant. I was feeling so strongly like he can hear me. I feel like he can hear me telepathically. Some of you might think that's crazy, but I felt it so strongly. And I thought, okay, I've got to think of a word that I'm going to basically put in his mind for him to say. So the word was blue. He never said it on the trip to the ocean. And I was like, I still know he can hear me because I can hear him. And I don't know where my thoughts begin and his end. So blue was the word. So let's go back to the Uno.
So we're sitting there, right?
Yeah.
And my wild card, I mean, you're sitting here and my wild card is going to, you're edging us right now? I don't know what that means.
What does that mean, Megan? We are at Gen X. What does edging mean?
So I'm sitting there with this wild card and she's next, right?
Do we know what it means?
No.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So she's next and I'm thinking, all of a sudden in my mind, I literally in my mind can see your cards.
Yes.
I knew what they were. And because I wanted to test it, I wanted you to be able to unload most of what you had in your hand, which
Right.
was primarily blue.
Yeah.
And so I said blue.
But he looked me dead square in the eyes, and I looked at him, and my eyes got huge. Like, holy shit, how did he know this?
It's like I could hear the word blue
And see
and
it.
I could see your cards.
Yep. And so that began, and then you got another wild card a few plays later. And
This happened 3-4
yeah,
rounds.
so at this point I had now all yellow and red, and you get a wild card, and you looked me right in the eye and you said, it looks a lot like a sunset. I'm like,
It's
oh
all
my
yellow
God,
and red.
how does he know?
So that's from her perspective, and in my mind, I could hear the colors and see her cards, see
Yeah.
the colors of her cards.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the numbers, of course, and that happened over and over again. And I started talking like, well, and I would say out loud, do I want you to win this hand?
Yeah.
Or do I want you not to win? And I went back and forth between causing you to lose the hand or
and
actually
we were
win it.
cracking up laughing, and
I'm tripping at this point because
we knew.
And then we knew that there was, think what you want to about telepathy.
It's real.
I'm just going to say do some more research on it.
It's real.
Periodically, it still happens
Yes.
with us.
Often.
It's not like something we can turn off and on at will. I would love that at some point.
Yeah.
But there is a resonance there that it's like turning in an old radio station on an old pickup truck where you can start hearing the song, but it's still fuzzy.
Yeah.
And then it's crystal clear.
Yeah. We just were on this perfect same frequency that was undeniable and amazing. And you said later, how are we
how are we supposed to explain this to anybody?
Right.
I didn't know what to do with it.
So the next day is when we were hunting, because we were at a hunting trip, and then the next day we were all out.
You told me what you thought it was.
I said it's called twin flame, and the reason I knew that
I had no idea what that was.
Because I had been feeling this for weeks and like trying to find out and explain it to myself. Like, what is this intense, strong love and just energy I feel from this human that, is my brother-in-law? I'm not supposed to feel this, but it was just so undeniable and overwhelming, really, that I had just sought out, like, what the hell is this? Why am I feeling this way? And
let's be honest, we don't claim to know exactly what twin flame is. There's so much out there about it.
Yeah,
right?
There's a lot of stigma too.
There's a lot said about what it is, what it isn't, things like that. I'm open, all I know is that in each one of those situations, regardless of what they technically try to explain it to be, it most perfectly described what we felt
and we're experiencing.
It was easy to put that label on it.
Yeah.
So
we meet, so we're in the woods hunting with all four of us, your son, my ex, you and I. We're hiking, and at one point we're kind of near the road to which his son and my ex hike up. I mean, it's like
to go take their jackets off.
How many yards do you
within
think?
view? It was probably
right
maybe
up the hill.
30 yards up the
30
hill,
yards.
full view.
And there's a lot of lies said about this part that we were touching. I mean, I was probably 10 feet from you.
Yeah, 10, 15 feet at least.
And we were able to just quickly say, like,
maybe it looked like it from the angle.
What are we going to do? And I said, I don't want to F up your family. Like, that is not what I'm trying to do at all. I said,
I don't want to do that to yours either.
Yep. And that was all we got out in that moment. That was all we were able to get out.
I was sitting on a log. Yep. She was 10, 15 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe from their angle, it looked like we were.
Yeah, that's possible. But it was not intimate or inappropriate whatsoever. It just was a quick, like, what the hell are we going to do with this? Like,
right.
We both knew. So anyway, after that, we go home and went to a friend's birthday party, everybody. Oh, it was right at Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving. I think it was the Sunday before.
Oh, really?
Saturday or Sunday before Thanksgiving. And we decided really quickly, like, we need to meet and talk about this. This is like, we can't continue on feeling what we're feeling and not talk about it. We need to decide how we're going to handle this.
I think I just may have realized what she meant by edging.
What's it mean?
I'm not going to say.
Is it inappropriate?
I'm not going to say because I could be wrong.
Oh.
Well,
somebody
anyhow,
tell us what edging is.
Megan.
No, shame. No, we don't know what it is, so maybe not.
Not 100%.
I want to know.
Maybe.
Somebody.
No, okay.
So anyway, we are at that party and we make a plan, like let's meet on Monday in Jacksonville, go on up that little trail and
Just talk about,
figure this shit out, because this cannot,
gotta get past it one way or
we
another.
aren't going to have an affair. But we know how we feel, and it's so undeniable and unexplainable, and there is no choice in this. That's how it felt. There is no choice in this. This is a love that I have never felt for someone in my life. I've never felt this. And, shit or get off the pot, I guess. Like, we need to meet.
So we did, for a few hours up there and just walked the trail and talked about what to do about it. Thanksgiving was coming up.
This was on Monday. So we met on Monday. Thanksgiving's Thursday.
And so we decided, basically just decided that we'd wait till just after Thanksgiving.
Talk to our family.
Talk to our spouses individually, separate.
Right.
Then perhaps all four together. How fucking naive is that?
We were naive.
All four together.
And then to the kids.
Which would then allow us to devise a plan to have the conversation with the kids.
Right. Knowing, again, just like what I read, like this decision was going to cause pain, and we were really sad for that.
Yeah.
But there was no choice in it. Like the choice, we didn't feel that there was a choice. There was no guilt. There was no regret. There was not ever. Never. It just was what it needed to be, or was going to be what it needed to be. And so we made that decision, and it didn't work out that way.
Well, and just to be clear, anybody who wants to talk about trying to work it out, trying to fix it, whatever, I'm not saying we did it perfectly or any of that kind of shit. I'm just saying that if you think that wasn't an effort within a 25 and 26 year span, you're mistaken.
We put in the effort in our marriages for 25 and 26 years, for certain. Megan answered. She says the term definition is on the inappropriate side for sure. We figured, Megan. And we love it. It's fine. But I'm mainly meaning it as a tease. That's good.
That's funny. And we are.
And we're edging.
We're getting there.
No, we don't know if we're edging. We better not say we are, because we don't really know what it means. But anyway, so get back.
Okay.
And
bring it in.
Bring it in.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Yeah, so Thanksgiving happens and shit hits the fan. And
we kind of already told that
story
anyway.
Yeah, we did. But the fact is that we thought it would be way different than it was. We were definitely ignorant and oblivious to the reality. I think we both have seen divorce happen in a way that was amicable, that was, able to be talked through. And we literally just thought, this will be talked through. We
both grew up in non-amicable divorce situations.
Right.
When we were either one of us were about 9 or 10 when we were, and then by that age we had known some people who had done it amicably, and we just thought we're committed to doing it that way, right, and trying to.
But it was very ignorant. I mean, obviously the shock of it, it was shocking. We're brother and sister-in-law, and for these siblings to go through this at the same time. I mean, we understand the shock and awe of it all and the hurt that it caused. I think for me, when I stopped, my empathy was quickly shut off. It was when they began to make this skeptical of
first
the entire thing,
bombing the kids with a bunch of bullshit,
right,
and then intense
which we've talked about, parental alienation and all of that. Yeah, that's when my empathy was like, actually, now I'm done. And those are fighting words. But I held my peace, and the art of war, because it just wasn't good for me to react. And I think that's ultimately what people want in that situation, because they're angry and they're hurt. And again, there's two sides. Like, you understand the pain and the hurt 1,000%. And you're sad for that, for each of them and for our children. But the way they handled it kind of ruined that for me.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, on the other podcast, you can hear some of those details.
Yeah.
We're talking everything from, us planning murder to...
yeah, I was accused of trying to murder on the hunting trip, or attempted murder. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Crazy things.
So many... Well,
our story's crazy.
20+ year affair.
Yeah.
I mean, I finally told my son, that time I talked to him, I said, man, if I were able to accomplish any given one of those many different things that I've said, that would be pretty damn remarkable.
Right.
I mean,
we would have been amazing. Like,
from that kind of distance and pulling off all those things
and working your ass off to support your family. And
I'm like, come on.
Like, I mean, I was literally with my kids all the time. There's just no way. That's not who I am.
Yeah. So, so that went down, and it was a while. I don't remember the time frame, but I was still in the rental home that I had gotten into in Southern Oregon, or looking for a piece of property. You were still in your home,
selling it, right?
The threats got so bad, I moved you and your son into an Airbnb. During that time, the homes were cleaned out. I said, "Come get everything you want."
Yeah.
And they did.
It was it was intense and hard, but the love like we've said before, I think on other podcasts, but it was like this intense vitriol on this side, but that we were having to work through, offset by the most beautiful,
inexplicable,
like
cosmic,
divine love,
crazy, intense, connected love. And it's the stuff of legendary poems and
right,
classic poems, and the crazy stuff that sounds like human fantasy when it comes to love. Because previously you read things like that and you're like, yeah, this is just the mind of a poet fantasy.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And then all of a sudden it's an actual reality. And you're thinking, I never had a clue this existed.
Never. I never experienced such a pure, beautiful, true love ever.
And so you had that juxtaposed against just
horrible.
They sought to make it the most disgusting thing there was.
Dirty. Yeah, I think that was the thing. And all the things that
were said, the body parts that were insulted to all you want to do is my wife, that kind of stuff.
Right.
When that wasn't the case and didn't happen.
But we got through that time, and we got through it because of our love and because of our devotion to our awakening and becoming better humans. Always. That's always who we want to be, is better and growing. And I think what we learned very quickly was the mirror that we held up for each other, which was not always easy, did not always feel beautiful.
Well,
it was difficult.
Finally at the point to where, and be very thankful for what we learned through that. That doesn't mean I wouldn't, on occasion, unleash the dark passenger on particular someone's, but hopefully I've grown past that. But if I see face to face, we'll see. But hopefully not.
The decision, I think it's important to, and we've said it many times before to others, but it has never been something I have ever felt guilty for. Mm-mm. I have never felt like, oh shit, what did I just do? That sick feeling when you do feel wrong about something. Mm-hmm. That has never been something I felt. This is the best decision of my entire life.
100%. And
as hard as it's been, losing the relationship with our children, has been the worst outcome from it. But I would.
Well, we have empathy for how they feel about
Yes.
it. I mean, imagine hearing that or seeing that or those choices being made and those two parents coming utterly and completely emotionally unwound, right?
Yeah.
And
involving them.
And you want to protect them,
directly.
you know, as their child or as their adult child, even you want to protect them. You want to, and you're also now
Comfort.
receiving open emotional input and need from them that has never been shown before. And so that's where it went. And I think if they're honest, they believed a lot of the lies as well.
Yeah,
Not only believed a lot of the lies, but once they heard them, believed them, also probably perpetuated them, probably embarrassed them some with in-laws
Right.
or other friends or things like that.
Yeah.
And perpetuated those lies. And so now probably, and speaking for mine, I'm thinking, and then the things that my youngest daughter said, they're at this point thinking, how do I come back from that?
Right. And how do you come back from it? And you can, it's possible, but it is difficult. You have to humble yourself and admit.
Yeah, I've lived that example.
Things that are hard to admit.
I've lived that comeback.
Yes.
And there is a way to do it. It just takes fucking guts.
Yeah.
And it takes character and fortitude to do it. And you have to grab a root and growl. You got to take care of business. If that's a relationship you want, which at this point they obviously don't. But not only do you have to make it right or reestablish that relational connection.
Yeah.
It's going to be a brand new, very different relational connection because they're different now. We're different. What are we, 5 years down the road?
We were just talking about that with some of our family. Like, it's a new relationship because we are different than what our children remember us to be. They are different than what we remember them to be. I know I often, even though my girls were adults when this all happened, I still think of them when they were young. You know, I still kind of romanticize that. And I realize they're young women now. They're beautiful young women. And so I realize that that's changed, and I don't know who they are right now because it's been a while, a long time.
Well, let's be honest, whether it's yours or mine,
Yeah.
I don't trust you now.
Yeah, there's a lack of trust because of the
I can. I've been untrustworthy in the past. And
they would say, well, this is untrustworthy.
Still probably they would say that. Yeah, I get that. And there's nothing untrustworthy about it. They just from a worldview / moral ethical standard may not agree with. Untrustworthy would be if we're
lying about it.
Full of bullshit.
Yeah.
But we're not. The untrustworthy part came from the other side.
Yeah.
Right? That's the lies are the untrustworthy part. This is just flat out on the table. Take it or leave it because it is what it is kind of truth, right?
Yeah.
On their part, on the other hand, the manipulative no contact scenario.
Yeah.
That I don't trust you. And it doesn't matter because their actions speak the lack of care about whether I trust them or not, or the lack of care for me as a human being, or the lack of care for me as a father, or you, especially for my daughters or your daughters who have said really horrible things. Even with all that, because I have experience coming back from being untrustworthy, you can recover.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
You just have to be willing to, and you have to want that relationship. And if you don't, which appears to be the case, then I understand that by your actions, not the fact that you had any character enough to have a conversation, but your actions speak. So that's where I'm at. I love them. That door is always open. Yeah. But I don't trust you, and it's going to be a new relationship, and there are things that you have to do to recover from that, of which I have personal experience from, not from a judgmental perspective, but personal hard experience from. And you have to want it. If you don't, that's what our healing podcast was about. I'm moving.
Moving on up. It's hard. It can be, we didn't expect, I don't think, this to take this turn, but it seems to always, because this, our love story is part of our awakening journey, or has been, and it's only strengthened us more. However, because of it, we've had to also, talk about this kind of thing and learn to heal from this kind of thing, which is the loss of relationship with our children. A lot of our children, 7 out of the 8.
Well, and there is no separating. You can't compartmentalize this thing. What's beautiful about quote unquote awakening is you do begin to see the threads of truth in everything and how they correlate. I'm not saying perfectly. I'm not saying all the time. I'm not saying, what I'm saying is you begin to grow and learn those things. And it's fascinating and interesting. And there is no compartmentalizing the awakening process we've talked about. Mm-hmm. The point that led us to the recognition of one another, mm-hmm. and now where we are now. There's no separate any more than they're separating all of that from what I see going on in the financial system, or the two sides of the same coin in the political system, but still remaining optimistic about where we're headed.
Yeah.
Right? It's all interconnected, and it's all intertwined, because everything is spiritual.
I think, though,
that's what life is.
It is. I think anyone who has basically kind of veered from the path of their reason, if they've decided that it's okay to open up their minds and look at other things and consider other things, and for us that became our deconstruction of religion and our worldview at the time. But that happens, and you will lose people. It's just inevitable. You are going to lose people, and people are going to fall away. And that is difficult, but also very necessary. I think that happens naturally for your own good in a lot of cases. And I'm not saying that about our children per se, but maybe, I don't know. I think that's up to them. Because on this side, we are absolutely, the door is open to always have that conversation and heal and learn to heal together and reestablish and reconstruct a relationship, a beautiful relationship. But people fall away.
Well, it's unfortunate. I think people fall away more so given the current state of affairs the world or / our culture is in right now, because mm-hmm. it is very, very divisive. I mean, if you can't see the patterns in the psyops in social media, whether it's no contact kids, whether it's parental alienation, if you can't see the patterns in these psyops that are being pushed, for example, here's a pattern. Like, obviously from a parental standpoint, we feel parental alienation / that went into no contact with adult kids. Mm-hmm. We also feel
going no contact.
Yeah. And
we empathize with
I got to thinking about
both.
this yesterday, and I thought, an adult kid going no contact with a parent because there are narcissists as parents. There are maybe not quite narcissists, but very close to it in the scheme of things. Mm-hmm. And to create space to breathe, they need to set harder boundaries or complete boundaries, mm-hmm. maybe hard boundaries for a period of time. I don't know, but each situation is different, right? Mm-hmm. But I also feel the pain of these parents that we see talking about their adult children going no contact. I feel that. What if in this scenario, think about this from a positive perspective. What if you got a situation where humanity is now being awakened to the fact that there are emotionally immature / narcissistic parents that need to check themselves before mm-hmm. they continue to wreck themselves. Mm-hmm. And on the other hand, you have the same thing in kids.
Yeah.
People need to know both of those problems, right? Are you dealing with somebody who is emotionally immature and therefore exhibits heavy narcissistic traits and are hurting people around them,
Mm-hmm.
that person needs to check themselves. That person needs to
I've
wake
had to
up
do
and
that.
fix that shit.
I've had to check myself with emotional immaturity. I mean, I think it's something we all need to look within and think, am I?
Sure.
You know, I mean, that's very common.
Right.
It's a matter of, are you willing to check yourself?
Right.
Are
And
you
then on
willing
the
to
other
admit
hand,
that? Yeah.
on the other hand, do you have entitled kids that are utterly and completely just cutting off parents without the skills to make the connection?
Mm-hmm.
Some parents can have that conversation in an emotionally mature way. Some can maybe have it in a partial emotionally mature way. Some can have it fully.
Mm-hmm.
If that's a parent, does that child have the emotional maturity to, you see what I'm saying? It's a case by, either way you look at it, this social relational interaction thing, these traits in us as mankind needed to be addressed.
Yeah.
And so it's getting addressed. Guess what else needed to be addressed? Everything else going on in the world.
Yeah.
Right? And there are multiple layers to all of it. You can't just watch the news and get this layer that skimmed across the top. You can't just watch social media and get this layer that skimmed across the top, because we absolutely live in a psyop culture. Psyop meaning people with very specific purposes to achieve, targeting and producing material to sway mankind's thinking.
Yeah.
If you don't think that exists, then I submit you need to rethink that.
Yeah.
So it's even with the pain of it, both sides of it that we felt, there's so much to learn there, so much to grow from that can make us better people, better humans. And consequently, gaining friends like are on here tonight and people that we meet, hopefully we can be better friends.
Yeah.
Maybe someday better parents.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. I don't know. But
well, I mean, I've already had to, I've just learning about myself. And what's funny, I'm kind of laughing inside because this was supposed to be just our love story, but clearly
it is.
Yeah.
Because then it gets to you and I dealing with communicating with one another.
Yeah. Well, that's what's
that
really.
That is the journey.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And in communicating with my son, I'm still learning like what I have done so often. Yes, Megan, sorry. I get I'm like a squirrel, ADD. She says, damn straight, we best go on a trip sometime.
Yep.
Yes.
It's a tool. It's certainly beautiful and helpful.
But just learning how to communicate has been huge the last 4 years for me. And I'm still learning. But, with my son, realizing the patterns I had with my children. And I certainly didn't exhibit or teach them the right way to communicate because I didn't know the right way to communicate. And that's one of the things I'm dearly sorry for and wish I could change, but I can't. So now I would love the opportunity to reestablish that relationship with a new understanding of what communication is and a new understanding of what emotional maturity is, because I lack it in a lot of ways and many, often.
I told my kids multiple times, I said, you have the real potential. You'll be better at this than I am. Right.
And then they can be better than we are. That's so true. You about to drink out of your copper?
Well, I put that 15 milligram nicotine in my mouth, and it is popping, people.
We are so thankful to see everybody on there. If I was talking to my brother recently, and what I found funny is, we've talked very briefly about some of the things told about us that we know. You talked about your kids still probably believing a lot of it. And I know that's true because my brother even had questions like, well, is this true? Is this true? And you're like, oh my God. Or he even told us some things we didn't even know were said. It's crazy how decisions we make people are so greatly affected that shouldn't be. Number one, that shouldn't be. I'm talking about distant family members or whatever that we experienced judging us greatly.
Well, can you imagine your kids going through something
and
you bailing on them?
Right.
Could you ever even fathom that?
No.
Or my own mother, or,
my dad, 100%. Yeah.
Meaning
during that time. And,
even
still.
even with my mom, I'm thankful for what she did for me growing up. I focus on the positive things.
Yes.
And more recently been able to talk through some of the other things, allowing me to apologize for things I didn't realize I had said or done. And her too. And that's the process.
It is. It's
if you
the
love
process.
someone.
But what I'm saying is just, I don't know, just the repercussions of a decision made within a certain worldview can be crazy.
Yeah.
Just unnecessary, truly unnecessary. When lies get to being told and believed, it creates just absolute and utter chaos.
Yeah.
And that's what we experienced. But
well, getting back to this love story,
love story.
And even today, I read these things, and it's twin flame is used so flippantly now. I think what happens, and your brother pointed this out, is people will take something very sacred, whether it's a mushroom trip or DMT, and it becomes so mainstream, and it sucks all of the life out of it.
Yeah.
And what it could really mean. So I answered this comment today that she claims to be a a therapist. Maybe she's a great one. Maybe she's not. I don't know. But she asked us, how can you think about, because we said we'd do a mushroom trip live for once we reach 200 subscribers. She said, this is a very sacred thing. How could you do this live? And I said, you're absolutely right. It is a very sacred thing, and it's meant so much to me. Mm-hmm. I said, what's happened is so many sacred things, whether it's plant medicine or psychedelics or various other things in life, we've been walled off from it with gatekeepers that cost us money.
That want you to pay for that.
To access, right? And your brother's spot on that it shouldn't cost you. Those kinds of beautiful sacred things for the advancement of humanity. I mean, think about it. Even a therapist that's charging you by the hour, that's like saying, why aren't you giving your therapy for free? Because you're helping humanity.
Are they though?
If some of them certainly are. We've learned from some.
Well, that's true.
But something is beautiful and natural as a psychedelic mushroom trip, and what it can mean to a person, and the tool it is that can be used for physically and otherwise expanding the mind,
holistic healing
in a beautiful way. Yeah. It's not like we're going to get on here and start clinging the cymbals and blowing the dark shit around. It is to demonstrate for everybody that you don't. If you want to take the path of a licensed, psychedelic therapy trip, great. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
There's also nothing wrong with it not being gatekept, because people have the intelligence to learn about it for themselves.
Yep.
Just like we've done both.
Mm-hmm.
We've learned about ourselves and the situation and life and things on our own through experience and contemplation and inner work and thinking. We've also learned from those that do it for a living.
Or came before us.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not an either or. And that's what happens in these conversations. It either becomes either or.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's both.
Yep,
right?
It can be both.
So Any hookles. Back to us. You want to talk about how because people think, this twin flame journey, now we're just astral projecting everywhere, every night in our dreams and
Maybe
traveling.
We are.
But
yeah,
we still had some learning to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes still do, about how to communicate in a way that's emotionally mature and to hear one another with empathy.
Mm-hmm.
and curiosity as opposed to defensiveness and otherwise. That's
Right.
part of it.
It has been.
Your partner mirrors things in you that you need to consider.
Which is a beautiful thing. I think that that's important to point out. You know, we do, when we think about and describe our love, to us, it is so extraordinary and like nothing we have ever known. It's so beautiful and it just means so much to us. We're not trying to come across like, because it's just so perfect and everything's so lovely all the time, because it is hard sometimes.
We're still out here. Living.
We're still out here.
Living.
And, you know, it takes work still. You still have to work. It's still a relationship, and any relationship takes work and the commitment to do the work. That's what we didn't come from. We didn't come from marriages with people who were committed to doing the work.
Or having the capacity
to. Exactly. Not at all. And so the difference is we yearn to be closer and to learn how to do it better every time. So every time we hit a bump or, you know, have a communication issue, both of our hearts yearn to know better and do better. And we
when you
work on it.
When we feel that emotion rise up,
Mm-hmm.
we're getting to the place to where we can talk through where that's coming from.
Yeah.
And it's caused me to dig much deeper.
Yeah.
Into myself than I.
And I will say, I read
before.
something today that when a man is grounded, when he is centered, like you are a grounded and centered man, and you're always striving to be that.
I'm blushing.
It allows me, the divine feminine, to bloom, and you have done that for me, like more than I probably can express. I do tell you all the time, but truly, like I've never had that before. I've never had someone that is grounded and always seeking to be better. Like, you're not perfect. I'm not perfect, but you admit it. You're like, I fucked up. I am so sorry. And you back up your sorry with work put in, with, like you just said, evaluating yourself and just always striving to be a better man. And that allows me to bloom. I feel safe in that. You know, you're a beautiful soul, my love. Your turn. I'm just kidding.
Everybody on here is like, ew.
I know, it's super mushy, but I want, that's important, because that is what it is. Not just, you're not just grounded because you're just naturally an awesome human being. You are, but you're grounded and centered because you definitely put in the work to be so. You want to be. You try, you know, you communicate it. You seek it out. That's who you are as a man.
Well, you are as well as a woman. You do the same.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I've written to you, I've posted you, I've said to you.
We literally write each other every day.
I could see.
We text and send stuff every day. It's ridiculous.
If I were to go
and we're together all the time.
You know, I can get very intimate and mushy, and I don't want your brother to hear that.
or my son.
You're my love.
Yes.
I love you. I'll say that.
Yes.
And I am unbelievably thankful that we're doing this work together.
Yes. And this podcast for us is also part of our journey. It's healing for us. And
yeah, imagine not, I mean, you know, not having a voice for so long.
Right.
You know, mourning the loss of those that are still alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's brutal. Even our other ex-brother-in-law said, I can't imagine not having a voice like that.
Yeah.
So
it's been hard,
this is maybe just as much for us as it probably ever will be for anybody else.
For certain.
So
Anyhow, well, we want to, it's amazing how we do not time this. We do see the time, but we're literally almost on an hour every time. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. What amazes me is all these people on here,
if they're still on here,
don't have some questions.
No questions
from our crazy ass story, of which, some of the, like I said, some of the details are in some of the
Megan
other
probably
podcasts.
doesn't know any questions to ask because she's like, I haven't heard the tea yet. Like, I don't know what to ask, but I know Odin knows some things he could ask.
It's not really tea. It's more like a shit slurry.
It's a shit slurry. Just so gross. Of lies. Yeah.
Like a municipality.
Yeah, it
where
was
all the
crazy.
city sewer goes.
And I know the other side has said this, and we'll just back that up. This could be a Jerry Springer episode. Like,
yeah, it could be.
It was knuckin' futs. It was crazy. Like, it blew our minds, and we were like, "Holy, we did a lot of stuff." I guess, like,
yeah,
the stuff they were saying, we're like, "I did that." Holy cow.
Yeah.
What cracks me up is the stuff we continue to hear, and you're like, "What?
Yeah, it got
real
ugly. It got
really,
real junior high, juvenile-ish.
Yeah, talking about
something.
our physical appearance and my tiny boobs and your tiny balls.
No. Okay.
And I'm proud of my tiny boobs.
Okay.
Going too far. We're getting tired.
So, anyway.
Yeah. We want to thank everyone. Oh, wait, Marnell. That hunting story wasn't the one I was expecting. What's the hunting story you were expecting?
Yeah. I thought we told you guys that story.
I thought we did tell them.
Maybe snippets.
Yeah. It's a lot to take in. I know when.
Well, it was that time that later came back, and we told you that later we were accused of plotting murder.
Oh, you were late to the show. We had. Yeah, we probably told you the condensed attempting murder or attempted murder story. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my youngest son was right there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're playing catch up, Megan. I don't know. Maybe we get together.
We'll have to get some coffee.
We'll go get a tattoo from Megan. Megan is a tattoo artist. She's amazing. If you want her information, just hit me up. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
But yeah. So. Crazy, but that's a little bit of our love story, mixed with some other stuff that we.
Yeah, look up Twin Flame. It's a crazy rabbit hole, and all we can really definitively say about what we think about it is when we hear it described, it describes us to a T. So that moniker kind of sticks, but not necessarily the technicality of what that is.
No,
I don't know how to prove that.
I will say this. For those who are interested, you may not be, and that's okay, but one of our favorite authors that is a poet.
Oh.
N.R. Hart. N as in Nancy, R. Hart. H-A-R-T. She explains it beautifully. For Jay's birthday a couple years ago, I got him a book signed by her. She wrote a little note to him. It was so awesome. But if you look up the things she has written about what twin flames are, that is us. And when we would read it, we'd be like, oh my God, she has had to have had the same experience that we've had.
And just know that it exists.
It's real.
And it exists. It can exist within a current relationship you're in that you don't feel the same things, but you can.
Yeah.
It takes two for sure. I mean,
it's just something that, we believe that we have been together in other lifetimes, in every lifetime. That's what we believe about ourselves. We believe that the destiny always was to find each other again, and we did. And so that's how woo-woo we are.
Well, I'm more woo-woo than that, but.
Yeah, we're way more woo-woo than you even know.
That's different podcast.
But anyway, thank you guys all for showing up, for always commenting. We love the interaction. We hope to only increase that interaction just because it's fun and get questions and all of that. We're so appreciative and thankful.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
Live strong and prosper.
We're very, very thankful. Thank you guys all for showing up. Like and subscribe. Can't forget to say that.
Yeah, you got to say that thing.
And we always will have our link tree up with books and stuff that we mention. We get a little kickback from Amazon as Amazon affiliates. It doesn't cost you anything extra. This is something I'm required to say. So that link will be in the description in about an hour. So anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Thank you guys for listening to our story. We love you all.
And behind the pallets we go.
Yay, yay, yay. That was awesome.
I wonder if they can hear the
They can hear us.
the bulbs going bzz,